Hello. In this video we will see how to use reactive values function in Shiny. We'll understand this with an example of counter. Here I have this app with three buttons. +1, which is going to add value to the counter, -1, which is going to subtract the value from the counter, and set to 0, making my counter value to be set to 0. Let's see. +1. The counter value increases by 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to set it to 0, 0. Reduce it by 1, -2, -3, and so on. The basic idea is to use reactive values to make this happen. So far we have seen reactive functions where the output changes based on what user selects or what user changes in the input widgets. With reactive values, you can create your own reactive values. It creates a list of objects that can be manipulated within a reactive context with a triggering event. Need not be based on what user selects in the input widget. And we'll see that through this example. Let's get into the code. The Ui.R is very basic. We have got a fluid page layout. We are having a text message here. The action buttons. We've got all the three action buttons here, and we are printing the output message counter value with text output function. Going to Server.R. Here we have reactive values function. We have defined an object called counter, and then just to understand, this is a reactive variable. We have initialized the reactive variable as counter value 0. The way we access this reactive variable is using the object $, the reactive variable. So we say counter $counter value. Now this reactive variable we are going to manipulate or make change to the or perform some operation on this reactive variable in the reactive context that is based on some events in the rest of the code. Scrolling down, I have observeEvent function. Here I am monitoring which event is getting triggered. The first one is when the user clicks on +1 button. If the user clicks on +1 button, I am increasing the value of the counter by 1. I say counter $counter value, which is this reactive variable, increase this value by 1. Next, I have got another observe event looking at another button which is -1. If this button is clicked by the user, then I access the counter value and decrease the value by 1. This is what this statement is doing. Then I've got another observe event function where it is monitoring or looking at the third button which is set to 0. If this happens, I access my reactive variable which is counter value and set the value to 0. The key here is it acts reactive values help us to simulate something which is like a pointer in another languages. So you see a counter value, which is our reactive variable, the value keeps on changing. Even though there are different observe events, different functions defined here, it takes the existing counter value and update it based on the logic. Finally, I've got the render text function to print the value of the counter. Thank you.